What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're excited for today's video. This is going to be a fun one and cheap. If you watched my last video, you guys saw that I put that Civic front lip on my Jetta. Ever since then, the side of the car goes so much higher than it looks like a snowplow. Although I do like that look sometimes on some cars. Even on the Jetta, I like it, but I was looking for side skirts and stuff, and GLI OEM side skirts. Okay, let's start with eBay one, so the cheaper route, right? You can get eBay GLI side skirts. I don't know how they fit, like 130 to 180 bucks, depending on where you get them. OEM ones can go up to 300 bucks. I was like, man, I can't. This whole car is kind of a budget, so everything has to make sense, be cheap, and I like DIY. So I started Googling, and I found side skirts that are definitely DIY, definitely cheap. Rain gutters. That's right, I said rain gutters. So let's go over the parts and the price. I'll go over how much everything costs at the end of the video, but I want to say everything you'll see is under 50 bucks, give or take a couple bucks. So side skirt splitters for around 50 bucks, I'll take it all day long. For those that maybe don't believe me, here's a skirt off the car. Here's a skirt with a splitter right there. Self-tapping screws obviously on the bottom. But yeah, there it is. I'll show you guys, so that way you guys can believe me that this is it. I'm sure everybody does, but see? There you go. There's the piece. It's the opposite side. So I'm going to show you guys today how I did this. All my measurements and stuff, and then we're gonna paint them, both sides, paint them, slap them on the car for good. And man, I'm excited. Like, I love the way it looks. Look at it from the side. It's nice clean line here. It's not like, it doesn't go crazy patterns or something. It's just a simple line. Almost looks like the factory body line of the Jetta. And then this little splitter. And these are all plastic, okay? Plastic, not wood. Even this one is plastic. Wood, unless it's protected by that clear coat stuff. Anyways, it'll go bad in the rain and the weather and stuff. So definitely get the plastic one. And I'll at the end we'll go over prices, what I paid for everything, and and where you can get it. This is all bought from Lowe's, but yeah, I'll show you guys everything at the end. Let's get this going. Okay, so to start with, you get the whole big piece. I mean, obviously I did this on the car trial and error, and I measured everything as I went, but to help whoever's doing this. And keep in mind, this is for my Mark 4 Jetta. I don't know everybody else's car's length and all that, so don't go by these measurements unless you have this car, and even then, do your own measurements. So since we're doing the reverse image, because we want it to be on the other side of the car, so I put the pieces right next to each other. And then, so this whole top section here, as you can see, it's cut off. So this is about an inch here. This flap goes inside the car under the doors, and that's where it gets bolted down. So, and then this measurement here is the back side of the car, the quarter panel area right here. And then up front is where the fender, so this piece right here slides under the fender, and then this goes into the sill, the door sill. So what we want to do, obviously we're going to measure. And let's measure. I'll put a little mark there. Stay. Hold on, sorry. So I'll put a little mark there because I know that's the length I need, and that's the length that works. You can see it's pretty even. And then I'm going to take a tape measure. I'm going to measure this, draw it on there, do the same thing over here, draw it on there, and then I'll get back to you guys at the next step. Measured out and drawn out. Obviously the squiggled part is the garbage. So this is how you'll be looking at the skirt from the outside of the car. This goes to the rear quarter panel. This goes to the front, right where the fender goes in. So here, let me show you guys the measurements, just in case you guys want to do this. Again, measured your car before you do this, but these are just my measurements. So from here, we went just up a little bit because this does get sanded down. I'll show you guys what I mean later. So it goes in about 6 inches. From the edge, this is the quarter panel, so the back of the car. I'll explain to you guys all this and how and why I did everything. And then this here is about an inch thick, so that goes from the edge inside the car to the door sill, so you can bolt it down. So it goes all the way down. You see, 1 inch in, and then this is where the front fender, it scoots a little bit under the fender. It's 2.5 inches. The entire skirt is 69 inches. So we're going to cut it here, so that's all garbage. I mean, you can maybe do something else with it, but anyways, that's going to go away, and that's going to be the side skirt. So the easiest, I mean not the easiest, but you have many options of cutting this. I just use a knife and I score it a couple times, and then it gets weak and it actually pops and cracks. Be careful doing that though. I cracked the other one, I don't know if you guys saw, but it's no big deal, it's still usable, but I cracked a little piece. So you can use a Dremel, Sawzall maybe, I don't know. It's your choice on how you're going to cut this, but it is plastic. It's not too thick, it's flimsy, so you can use a knife. Just be careful, don't cut yourself. So what I do is I just put something like a ruler, like here, and I score right next to it. Like I said, I score it 2-3 times, and then it gets flimsy, and you can even cut it all the way through, whatever, and cut it all the way down. Cut this, and yeah, take your time, you know, get it all cut out right. Anyways, let me get all this cut out, and then we'll go to the next step. We got 2 skirts now. So this is the passenger side, right side of the car, and this is the left side, the driver's side, as you can see. So last step to, well, you can I sanded some of this right here, like I was saying, on this side, because it needs to come closer to the body. You guys will see when we do the install. And then here as well, I sanded that down. You can sand all these edges, and I will before we paint it and stuff. But yeah, see, so 2.5 inches, 1 inch in. This goes inside the door sill. This goes under the car. There you go. 2 rain gutter side skirts. So now we're gonna get the splitter, which is that right there. Let's make one. So I got one of these. Like I said, I'll have detail and stuff all at the end. So let's measure it. This is my kitty. I don't know where the other one is. But anyways, let's measure this splitter. Well, obviously we know it's 69 inches. So I'm gonna measure that, cut it, and install it. And I'll get back to you guys after that. And just like that, it is cut and it's ready to go. So 69 inches. So I'm making mine to where it goes right to the edge and back to this edge. You can make them a little longer, maybe like round them off or something. Maybe I can do that later if I wanted to. I like the square look, so I'm keeping mine this way. So pretty much to install it here, it'd be a lot easier to do it on the car, because that's how I did this side. I put this on the car first, then as that was sitting there sturdy, I installed these. So we're gonna do that when it's on the car. But next step is pretty much to paint these things. So I'm gonna do that now. I'm gonna show you guys what I'm gonna use, and then we'll scuff them up, primer them, then paint them, then install them. Here's what we're gonna use to paint, or here's what I'm gonna use. So we got some primer right here. That's, I'm assuming plastic needs some sort of primer to get it to stick better. The skirt themselves is going to be this satin black, and yes, this has primer in it, so whatever, I'm still going to use primer. Anyways, so it's a satin black, so this is going to be the skirt. Okay, so this whole thing is going to be satin black, but the splitter, because I kind of want it to be visible and stand out a little more, I'm going to actually use this. It's like a hammered, I don't want to say it looks like carbon fiber, but if you're like 20 feet away, maybe it will. It's not the purpose of this, but anyway, so that's what I want to use for the splitter. That's what I'm going to use for the skirt and the primer. So now I'm going to get some sandpaper, maybe some 320, scuff everything up, sand the edges, the corners and stuff. And man, I'm excited to get these painted and get them on. Alright, so as you guys just saw, I scuffed them all up with 320. Got them all kind of set up. Obviously the splitters, I put those so I can kind of get the primer on the whole face and everything at the same time. These I'll do one side, let them dry for a little bit, flip it, do the other side. And then when I install it, they don't really have a top or bottom. When I install it, whichever side looks better is the side it's going to go on. So now I got to get my cats out of here. And I'm going to primer these, give them about 10 or so minutes to dry. Then we can start throwing on some paint. For paint, I'll probably take these off the table, move them, paint, you know, the skirts, since they are different colors, paint either the skirts or this first, then get it out of here, then paint the rest. I did a bunch of light coats. So obviously the other side of that is not. We'll do that a little later. So I think I'm going to let this dry, give it like 10 minutes or so or whatever. Move those off the table and then paint these. While I paint these, this will fully dry. Then I can flip them, do the other side with primer. Like in between doing coats with these or something. I'll set them up somewhere else. Do that, and then I can paint those somewhere else in the garage. Paint these here black, and then that one that hammered look. So yeah. Alright, let's give these like 10 minutes or so, and then we'll get them ready for the next step. Alright, so the skirts are pretty much done. These are 2 coats of satin black. I'm actually running out of paint, so that's going to be it for now. Is there dirt? Of course there's dirt. Do I care? Of course I don't. This is going to look good as is. This is all to prep for the car to get painted or wrapped or whatever it is. That way all my parts will actually be installed. And so what I'm going to do now, I moved the splitters over there obviously to dry off. I'm going to let these sit here for another 20 minutes or so. Ventilate my garage so we don't die in here. And then I'm going to move these aside so they'll pretty much be done. And then we'll move the splitters to the table and we'll paint those suckers. No, it's not as shiny in some spots as it should be, as you can tell right there. But as it dries out, paint does level a little more. Yes, get out, go get some fresh air, go. Cats. Anyways, so yeah, you know, it is what it is. Like I said, this is just for now, temporary until the car gets painted or wrapped. Alright, so I'm going to let these sit here for 10, 15, 20 minutes, whatever it is, dry out so where I can touch them and move them around. And then we'll put the splitters on here and start painting those. Cool. The hammered look. So this is what I'm talking about. I think it looks pretty cool. I like it, and it's gonna accent the black very well. It's almost like a wrinkle, but it's just like this gray. I like it. I think it looks really cool. And if I don't like it later, I can change it. Who cares? So anyways, I'm gonna give these maybe another 10 minutes to where I can flip them over, and then the other side will be the face technically, which will be facing up when you're looking at the car. This is the bottom side, so I didn't really care about it being perfect. So anyways, we'll flip them over in about 10 minutes. Do a couple coats, or 2 or 3 coats on the other side, which will be the face side. And then after that, well, we'll see. We'll put them next to all of the skirts and these next to each other and see what they look like. Let's get this done. Alright, so everything's painted, everything's done, and as what I was telling you guys earlier, like when it dries out, it flattens out, so it's like a flat, it's supposed to be satin black, but it's more of a flat black. Well, no, it's kind of satiny, whatever. Anyways, so check out the difference in the color next to each other. See, like the gray and the black? I think it's going to look pretty dang good. Oh, I can't wait to install this stuff. Alright, so I'm going to let this stuff dry out overnight. And then we'll get back to this tomorrow and install them. See you guys then. Alright, welcome back. This is the next day. So now we're going to start putting them on. For your guys' safety, don't lift your car up and just leave it on a jack like that. Don't listen to what I'm doing. I'm doing it because I want to, but for your safety, put it on jack stands or maybe drive it up on some wood, whatever you want. Don't do what I'm doing. Anyways, so they're all painted now. You guys can see. So yeah, see the paint leveled out and it's kind of more of a flat black. And then here's the gray with a little bit of texture on it. I like it. Alright, so it's time to install them. let me set you guys up on a tripod, and I'll show you guys where I did all the cuts and stuff back there, up here, how I'm installing them. Alright, so this is the passenger side, and as you guys can see, let me see if it's on the camera. Yep, so this cut here and the cut back here, I want to show you guys where it goes. So as you can see, this will slide in under the door sill right there, or into the door sill, and I got it aligned to where it's on that edge and this edge, and we're going to bolt it in on the inside and underneath. So it's going to be something like that, and then we'll throw the splitter on. Easy as that. I threw some self-tappers in here. Let me show you guys where. So you guys can see it fits pretty good. Obviously, you know, like that moves around a little bit, but it's not bolted down on the bottom yet. So it fits pretty well. Nice edge all the way back, and this is why I sanded it down so it can come closer. There's still a space here, but I think when I do the final, maybe we can put some double-sided tape back here. But anyways, so you know, with my messy interior, but anyway, so see, this is the flap that I was talking about. It goes into the door sill. I washed my car, that's why it's wet, but I have a screw right there, and back there. So you can put more, you can put less. I mean, well, I wouldn't put less, but you can put more if you want. So anyways, so let me give you guys a better visual maybe. I like it a lot. So let me put on the splitter, and I'll show you guys how that looks, and then we'll do the other. There it is, guys. What do you think of that? Let me get a closer shot. Black cars are tough to show stuff, but sucks in the garage, but oh man, look at that. So now it's still higher here than it is here, obviously, but it's a lot better now. I like it. So what I'm gonna do now, well, here, let me show you guys. So it's on there. It's nice and sturdy. You know, you can put more screws wherever you want to keep it sturdier and stuff. It's nice. It's subtle. It's clean. It's like doesn't stick out too much or anything. Hard to get a view in here in the garage because everything's so tight, but oh man. And I like the gray. I like how it accents, and the gray actually makes it look a little lower, and I like this a lot. So now I'm going to turn the car around, do the other side, and then we'll get some final walk around shots. Oh man, I can't wait to show you guys. Alright, so there it is, guys, and I think they look good. Like I said before, subtle, clean, but it still looks really good. Excuse the wind noise. Again, there's always wind noise around here. Very subtle. Strong, sturdy. Let's get a side shot. So as you can see, it's still a little higher here than it is here, but it's a lot better now. I like it a lot more. I'm happy. I'm super happy. Alright, so again, I hope you guys like that mod. It's a little cheap, easy DIY mod. Might not be to everybody's taste, like I always say in my videos, but it's my car and I like it. So now let's go over prices. I got everything from Lowe's, as you can see. So let's see, for the gutters, the big pieces, the side skirt themselves, I paid, where are they at? Okay, so they are $468 a piece. So together for those I paid $936. add a couple bucks for tax. Let's just round it up to 12 bucks. For the splitter piece at the bottom, the ones that I painted gray, I paid, let's see, so I got 2 of those at $6.16 each, so $12.32. Add a couple bucks again for tax. Let's say 15 bucks, just round it up, whatever. So 15 for the splitter, 12 for the skirts. So all together under 30 bucks still. And then if you add the paint, let's say primer, black paint, and gray paint, it's about 7 bucks a can. So that's 21, under 30. So right around 50 bucks, just like I said at the beginning of this video. So this nice, cheap, easy DIY mod, right around 50 bucks. I mean, I'm happy with that, and I hope you guys are too. I mean, it makes a lot of sense, because like I said, the GLI side skirts are, OEM ones are like $200-300 bucks, and that doesn't make sense because they're used and they're usually beat up. People act like they're gold. But anyways, so yeah, I'm super happy with this mod. I actually got more parts in today, so there's definitely videos coming up. So again, under 50 bucks or around 50 bucks for side skirts and splitters. The only thing is I would do different, and I might later on, is the splitter, because it's only about, I think it's an inch wide. I might get something that's like 2 inches wide, that way I can put it in more under the car, like stick it in more, but then it'll still be wider sticking out, so be a little more noticeable. Other than that, I mean, I'm happy. I'm super happy with how it turned out, and once we get the car painted or wrapped or whatever, everything will look a lot better. So, you know, don't look for perfection just yet. Let's see, what else can I say? Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Consider subscribing, give it a fat thumbs up if you like what you see. Yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. I mean, would you do this to your own car? Would you not do this to your own car? Yeah, I mean, guys, thanks for watching, man. I'll see y'all next time.